welcome to Rosie's Knitting Shed. I'm Rosie, and if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, Ravelry, or have a look at my Etsy shop, it's all written down below in the box. This one ain't going to be that long today because I think I'm going out in a minute, or in like 20 minutes, so I'm going to try and keep it short and not talk rubbish for like an hour. Well, actually, I've never really got to an hour. Or have I got to an hour? I might have got to an hour before. But yeah, I need to keep it short because I'm going out. So, yeah, so if you can't tell, I am wearing a finished object and I love it. This is the Lavender Garden Tee by Anne B. Hansen. And I had done it with Sheep on Mars yarn. If I can, I'm on my tiptoes. And it's so lovely, I love it. So I did a fade. This bottom bit is like greeny, and then it goes into a blue and then like a pink, like a mauvey pink. And I love it. I don't think you can see the bottom, can you? Yeah, I know. I'll climb on my stool so you can see the bottom bit. So it's at the bottom, it's got like a little bit of lace. It's got like a little bit of lace and they've like look like flowers. I don't really think they look like lavender though. But yeah, they just look more like a flower with little leaves coming off. So yeah. Yeah, and if you can see the fade. Yay! And it was meant to have a little bit of lace on the sleeves, but I haven't done it. And I feel like, oh, I'm all out of breath now. I feel like it just looks a little bit messy sometimes when you got lace on sleeves. I did it on my my other top. I can't remember what it's called now. The Meretimo sweater, and I feel like it just looks a bit messy. So yeah, so I never did it. I just did normal sleeves, but one sleeve is bigger than the other because I didn't count the stitches because I just guessed. So one sleeve is tighter than the other. So I've had to try and block this sleeve out because this sleeve is big. You can sort of tell, can't you? Look, there. And then that's tighter. But who cares? I don't care. Nobody will know. So yeah, so I'm chuffed with that. I wouldn't do any sizes different. I think it was the 5th size in, and I did it on 3.5 circular needles. I think that was the needle that they told you to use. But because I'm really tight, I used the I went up to the larger size. So yeah, love it, and it's so comfy. I need to knit. I do need to knit like a proper jumper. Like this is quite a summery jumper, isn't it? So I need to knit a proper jumper with long sleeves. But I feel like it's so expensive to get like 6 balls of wool or however much to knit a jumper when you can knit a top with 3. So yeah. And I did a twisted rib neck thingy thing and twisted rib there. I don't really know what it even asked for. I just did that myself because I like it. I like the look of it. Yeah. And I just finished blocking it today. So that's that. I love it. So the next thing is my works in progress. Now, a bit like it's really boring and you probably don't even want to hear about it, but all they are is socks for people's Christmas presents. So at work we do a Secret Santa, and I think the limit is 10 quid. But I think the yarn wasn't 10 quid, but I think my time and effort into a pair of socks is worth about 50 quid, if not more. So that's how I make it okay. So this is in my Christmassy bag, and this is done by Rosie Retro, and I got this a couple of years ago. My mum got me it for Christmas, and it did have a little Christmas tree thingy on it, but a stitch marker on the zip, but it's fallen off somewhere. Yeah, and this is dead good. If you've got one of these things, I can't remember what they're called now, but they're dead good for holding stitch markers. Yeah, and I also got a DPN holder as well, but that's somewhere. I don't know where I've put that. I think it's in my little bag holder. Yeah, so that's that. So I am knitting my friend from work, the Secret Santa socks, and I'm quite glad I got her actually because she. Oh no, it's not. I'm not even going to say it's a she, but now I've said it's a she, so I've put my foot in it. But who cares? There's lots of she's at work, so it's fine. So this is, let me get the tag. So this is King Kole Zigzag, and it is in the Holly Berry colourway. And it is the number 3159. So, and I really like the colour, and I think it'll really suit the person that I'm knitting them for. And it's like quite autumny. I wouldn't really say it's even hollyberry, but I might be just being picky. I don't think it looks like hollyberry. I'd have thought you'd have to have more green in it, or not. But I'm just doing a normal vanilla sock with a twisted rib, easy peasy. I love King Kole yarn because I think it's really like, it's hard wearing and it's cheap, and the patterns are really, really nice. I knit my mum some out of them, like a purple one. Yeah, so I did a heel flap and gusset and a slip stitch heel flap. And this has taken me, I think, a day and a bit to get up to here because I get distracted all the time. And I'm doing it on larger needles. I'm doing it on 2.5 needles. I usually do them on 2.25. So, yeah. Because I thought that maybe if I did them on 2.5 and I went down to 60 stitches instead of 64, it might go quicker. So I can knit my own socks. But the gauge and the material's coming out nice. So yeah. Yeah. So that's that. My next work in progress, again, is boring, but they are some socks I'm knitting for my niece. And this is out of Mothy and the Squid, and what's the name? I can't remember the name, let me think. Stubby Squid, I think. I think it was Stubby Squid. So my niece is, how old's my niece? 3. And I feel like she's got massive feet for her age. So here's me thinking that this might be enough, but I don't know if it will. Because I'm this far now on the sock. So I've got a little bit to go yet before the toe. She's got massive feet. Yeah, and I feel like it's coming out a bit more purple on it. It's like a purpley pink. It's really pretty. I use this for my Scoop of Summer top for the flowers, for the colour work. So again, I'm just doing a twisted rib, heel flap and gusset, and slip stitch heel flap. Yeah, easy. But I casted on 54 stitches, and I'm going to knit some socks for my niece, my other niece that's older. She's 6, so but she's like, I think she's got quite little feet for her age, maybe. So I don't know whether to use like a whole ball of yarn or like half. So I don't know, like 50 gram ball. I'm not sure, but yeah. So that's them. So I'm using the Addy Flexi Flips for these, and they're really handy. You have 3 needles, and they've got a little bit of cord in the middle, so it's bendy. It's like using DPNs, but only having 3 instead of like, how many do you have? 5 DPNs. This is just 3. So, and one side is sharper for lace work, and one side is more blunt. If it's focusing, might not focus. Yeah, so I like them. A lot of people don't like them, but I wouldn't knit my own socks out of them because I'd just use 9-inch circulars. But yeah, I like them for like kids' socks. They just make them a little bit simpler instead of having like, it's quite like sticky and like tricky with using proper DPNs because they don't bend. Yeah, and I'm not really getting a ladder from the join, not really. I think I did on here, if you can see up there. Not a ladder, it's just a bit of like a weird bit, but that'll like block out if I block them, but I might not block them because it's just going to go on the feet. Yeah, so I love them. So I need to finish them. Because that's going to be one of her Christmas presents. So yeah, so I think that's all my works in progress and my finished objects, so it's quite boring really. So because we're in December, I've been opening my yarn advent calendar, and so I'll show you all the ones, because it's, what date are we on? We're on the 8th, aren't we? So I'm putting them in this. Yay! Look how cute they are. I love them. So usually I don't go for bright colours, but I love bright colours, I just don't go for them, I don't know why. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go for bright colours this year and get a bright yarn advent calendar. So yeah, so I've got them all in order. So which side? This is the first, and it goes all the way through to the 8th. And I'm going to like spiral round. But I'm thinking about making a cowl and holding some mohair with it, but in like a natural colour, like white. So like you can still see the colours, but it'll like blend it out a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, so this is number 1. And then they all link in. I don't know how they do it, it's really clever, but they all link in with each other. So yeah, so 2, 3, 4, 5, where are we up to? 6, 7 and 8. Yeah, so these are from Rainbow Fusion, and they are on Etsy, and I'll link them down below. And they also did one that wasn't bright colours, and you could pick out of like having 10 gram mini skeins and a 50 gram at the end, or you could do, I think it was 20 gram mini skeins and then 100 gram at the end, but I went for the cheaper option. But it's enough, isn't it? Like, and then 50 gram you could get a pair of socks out of or whatever. I didn't know how to link it in, whether I could do like this and then a block of the 50 gram and then this one, then a block of the 50 gram, then this one, and so on, and make it stripy. So yeah, I'll have to see what colour it is first when I open it, because I'm going to leave that till Christmas Day. Yeah, so I love them, and I'll link them down below. And I can't wait. I'm going to just knit a normal stocking stitch cowl. Yeah, so bright. So that's that. So I have been doing a lot of yarn dyeing, and some of the listings have already gone out the shop. So yeah, so I shall show you what I've done. So where have I put it? So this one is Have Yourself a Very Merry Unicorn, and it is turquoises, blues and pink speckles. And this is on 75% merino, 25% nylon. I've got the U Fairy, and this is on 70% superwash merino, 20% yak, 10% nylon. And, right, I googled what a yak was, and they're like a big, probably everybody knows, but I didn't, so I'm going to tell you. It's like a big cow thing, and it's dead hairy. It's so cute. I would love them to be in my garden. I'd have loads of them, and I'd have loads of alpacas, right, and they could all just make friends. And like, yeah, so that's really cool, yeah. And I wonder if they crossbreeded what you'd end up with. You'd end up with, like, a cow's behind and a dead long neck for an alpaca. Yeah. So that's, what did I say that one was? The U Fairy. And that is just a tonal. I've never done tonals before, but I thought on this base, it looks really nice as just a tonal. Like, it takes the dye really well. Yeah, so that's that one. The next one is on the same base, the Dead Nettle Fairy, and that is a lovely purple. And a lovely shawl. It would go with this top, I think, actually. And I have done 3 of them. No, 4 of them. I've got 4 of them in the shop. So the next one is, this one's on DK, and this is A Little Girl's Christmas. And this is like bright pinks, like magenta colours and a little bit of turquoise in there. And that's on DK. Then the next one is the Polyanthus and Grape Hyacinth Fairy. Oh no, where's that come from? Oh. And it's got loads of colours in this. Pinks, blues, greens, purples, yellows. Loads of colours. And that is on 75% merino, 25% nylon. I have got the Wayfaring Tree Fairy. And that is on my 85% superwash merino. I'm rubbish, I can't even work it out. 15% Donegal net. Yeah, I love that one. My nana's bought one, so she's going to make a cowl. So the next one is Kole for Christmas, and that's on 75% merino, 25% nylon. And that's reds and like charcoal-y colours and blacks. I have got Northern Lights, and this is on my Stellina base. And it's so pretty. It's come out slightly darker than the last batch I did, but I don't really care because it's nice. It's come out nice anyway. So this blues, it's got more of an ultra blue in it this time. Some like reds and yellows. So the next one is Fairy Dust. And that's on my slub base, which is 90% merino, 10% nylon. And then I have got the Crab Apple Fairy. And this is like really like autumny colours. And it's got lots of oranges and browns in. And that's on the same base. I've got a Vintage Christmas, and that is on 75% merino, 25% nylon again. And I think I'm going to have to knit some Christmas socks myself out of this, because I love it. Then I have got the Winter Jasmine Fairy. And that's yellows, blues and greens. There's some like purpley in that, bluey purpley colour in there. And that's on my Stellina base. Then, last but not least, this is my favourite, and this is the Groundsel Fairy, and this is on my yak base again, and it's just gorgeous. It's like coming out a bit darker actually on here, but it's like a mustard colour, and because the base was darker to begin with, it's just gorgeous. I love it. Yeah. So that's that. I think that's everything. It isn't a very long episode today because yeah, I'm being stared at through the window to go out. Yeah, Christmas shopping. But I've been so organised this year. I've got all my Christmas shopping. I've got my niece's birthday is on when is it? On New Year's Eve. I should know that because she was meant to be born on Christmas Eve, but she was born New Year's Eve. So her middle name is Eve. So Poppy Eve. So it's cute, isn't it? So yeah. So yeah, she's giving me evils. Right, I better go. So yeah, so nice to see you all. Follow me on Instagram and have a look at my Etsy. Woo! Bye!